Welcome to The Collective, powered by MMP. The ideas presented here are intended to assist in developing a strong and profitable business for Amway IBOs affiliated with Markham Productions. For the calendar year 2023, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $841 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. Enjoy the following message.
Wow. Great to see you all. Welcome to Saturday night special, okay? So we are excited to be here. We are Chekkanuma Kakani. We are excited to be here, honored to be here on the stage. And we come from Dallas, Texas. And we are proud to tell you that we are part of this business for the last 27 years. 27 years in the business. So we are excited to be here. Uma, you want to say hello and then we'll go back and forth?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, look at the energy. I can feel the energy from you guys. It's awesome to see all of you guys here on a Saturday evening. And I know some of you are wondering, my goodness, you've been in the business for 27 years. I don't know, I think some of you are younger than 27 here. How many of you are younger than 27?
27 or less.
27 or less. So you were not born when we got into the business. So imagine what can happen with this business. So we're just super excited, and we love you too. But it's just excited to be here, and we were single. Czech and me were single when we started this business. Czech was my launching partner. And so we both built the business as singles till Q12. And then we merged our businesses and we built it and then we got married, we built it as wife and husband. Today we have 3 daughters and we're building it as mom and dad. And it's just an amazing feeling. A lot of you don't know who we are, so I just wanted to introduce ourselves, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 3 girls. Uma said 20 years old, our oldest one. She's in fact at the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis. She's a midshipman, going to be an officer in 2 years when she graduates, either in the Marine Corps or US Navy. Our second daughter is going to be 18 years old.
That's right.
Senior in high school, going to college next year. And the third one, the one I'm scared of the most, okay? Most scared of, is 11 years old. And so 3 girls. In fact, we were able to have options not to work for somebody else before our first daughter was born, 3 months before. 2004, Feb 20th was my last day at work. And that's exciting actually to share with you all. So tonight, we're going to talk about a few things, but before that, I want to say that this is where our journey began. And your journey, now I want to hear from you. How many of you are apprentices in the business? Can you shout out? Come on, let me hear you guys. Whoa. That's awesome.
Welcome.
That's like half the room. And so welcome to all of you guys. And I know you're looking forward to become full-fledged IBOs in January, right, December 31st. And tomorrow we'll talk about that. Vinny and I, we have a little talk about that, especially for you guys, an apprentice program. So, but before that, I want to say this is where our journey began. And there's nothing more exciting than a conference, an in-person conference, isn't it?
That's right.
So that's where we were forged. I use the word forged, okay? That's like metal. Metal is forged in a crucible of fire, right? We were forged here, and that is the exciting part. And we know that you all will have the same experience this weekend. I'm sure you already had a great day on Friday and Saturday. This is going to we are just the appetizers, okay? It's going to get better after this. So, where do we come from? We come from an illustrious line of sponsorship, and it's always an honor and a privilege to talk about that. Our upline is Founders Emerald, Satish and Sushma Reddy from Houston, Texas.
Yes.
And thank you, Satish. We are very grateful to you. And upline goes to Sridhar and Soumya. They're Q12 Platinums in the business, one of the most consistent people, and we owe a lot to them. Upline to Satish is Sridhar and Soumya. and then it goes to Chetan and Vinita Rastogi, whom you heard yesterday night, and goes up to Sajid and Intizar Syed, diamonds in the business. Chetan and Vinita, of course, you all know them. And crowns, Raj and Sangeeta Shah. So we are just absolutely excited to belong to this amazing LOS. And so should you all be about your own line of sponsorship. Yes, I see Satish and Sushma. So that is so exciting for us to always mention and take the names of our upline. And we're truly blessed. Now, so I just want to say this. I want to start off on a good note, nice note, maybe. So when you get involved in the business, when you become an IBO with the Amway business, you're what we call class 9 IBOs, right? People who just got started. If you're below 7,500 PV, what is your first objective in the business? Your first objective is to shoot for the platinum and founders platinum levels. That's what we are focused on, obsessed about it. So you all do that, and there is levels before that. It's called the bronze founder incentive, bronze builder incentive, BFI and BBI, and you all should follow that, but that's your path. That's your structured pathway towards higher levels in the business. Now, for those of you who are at platinum, founders platinum level, I want to talk to you. And rest of you can close your ears, okay? I'm just kidding. But this is more relevant to the class of people who are founders platinums and up. And we have been privy to all the levels after that in the business. After the founders platinum, founders emerald in the business, being diamond, founders diamond, and having gone executive diamonds in the business, we can say a thing or two about this. Having been to 20 diamond clubs, 21 coming up, we know one thing, that the central thing that allows you to prosper in the business and grow in the business is your dream, isn't it? It's your future desired state. How many of you can say that you have a dream? Can I hear you guys? Come on, that should be everyone. Otherwise, you're in the wrong room, isn't it? So it's your dream that really makes you. But there are certain things. Along with that, you visualize. We have accomplished some of these things. We have been on to some of these most fabulous things in the business. Of course, not relevant to class 9 people, but I'm talking to people at platinum, founders, platinum and up. It's just amazing to see that they have been to all these achievers trips, these diamond clubs. In fact, we're getting ready to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
For
January.
Yeah. For the European Amway European trip. So they bought out the entire hotel, Atlantis Resort
Hotel,
in Dubai.
Yes.
Think about it. And that's in January coming up. We have a bunch of new qualifiers, a dozen people, and a whole bunch of new qualifiers and a new leg of ours that got started. Sean and Rena Smith, you all know that. Know their names, I'm sure, if you heard their talks. That's frontline to us.
Yeah, new founders platinums.
2 new founders platinums this year. Super excited about that. I'll talk about the local ones in North America, of course, coming to that in a second. But the dream is real if you're willing to work towards it. If you're not, it's not real for you. Okay, just want to let you know. I want to clarify this. So that's the most exciting part. But there are 3 things we want to get started and talk about, Uma. How about that?
Yeah.
There are 3 things that are reflective of the mindset or the attitudes in the business. I know we can tell you 10 things, 20 things, 30 things, but can you remember 3?
Yep.
Come on, guys, can you do 3? 3 things. We call them 3 powers. And I want to shed some light on that for all of you new and all of you old too, whatever that means. Okay, we are old too in the business. Seasoned, I should say. So the first thing is learning how to speak right in the business, isn't it?
Yep.
We call it the power of spoken word. Learning how to speak right. Now, this is not new to our business. This is practiced by people everywhere. If you're an entrepreneur, you practice that. In fact, you think and your thoughts give rise to words, isn't it? So if you have good thoughts, you have good words. But other way is true too.
Yeah.
If you start with good words, your thinking will change too. When you're down and you say, oh, I'm so down. Like some people it's 4 p.m. I should be getting my migraine anytime now.
Sure.
Have you heard that?
One. Yep.
So amazing. Just like clockwork, at 4 p.m. they get the migraine. I mean, I know. I'm not making light of the suffering. I hope you're getting my point. My point is, whatever you expect, anticipate, and fill your mind with, that is exactly what you're going to have. You're not going to have anything less, anything more. You'll have what you speak. And you'll have only that. And so we understood that. Sometimes people start this business and say, I hope I will succeed. Have you heard that before? You must have said this till yesterday. Okay, you're redeemed, okay? You're exempted. But not anymore. Not after this talk. You say, oh, I hope to succeed. If anybody says that, slap them. I'm just kidding, okay? Slap yourself if you catch yourself saying that. Because what kind of entrepreneur, elicits loyalty, commitment, confidence when they say, I hope I'm trying to do this thing. Nobody speaks like that. You should stop doing those things. How do you speak? You speak like a champion. You speak like as if that thing has already come true. By the way, it's not some stupid thing like fake it till you make it. I hate that phrase, by the way. I hate it. It's fake it till you make it. That's not what it is. If you're faking it, then you're not thinking it. You're not believing it. That's why you're faking it. You're not going to make it, by the way. So whoever told you it's wrong, you're not going to make it by faking it. You are going to make it by thinking it, by visualizing it, by feeling it, and making it real in your mind. Am I making sense? That's called power of spoken word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So it's speaking right. You want to say something about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. And you know what? I come from a background, and I'm sure some of you can relate to that. I come from a background of, let me do it, and then I'll speak about it. I'll talk about it. But, I understood in this business, this is a people's business, and you're actually leading people in an organization. If you have one soul other than you, or even if it is just you, I realized that I have to lead myself. And I had to change my thing of, unless I speak it, it's not going to happen. Nobody else will believe, nobody else will even know. You cannot go diamond secretly in this business. For sure, you cannot go diamond secretly. People have to know at least few years before that you're going diamond, and that's when you go diamond. And on the other hand, when I got in, I saw Czech. He can speak future into existence like nobody's business. And I used to think, my God, how does he do that? Isn't he lying when he says that? He said, no, I can see it. I can visualize it. A day when we will have 100 people, we'll have 10 people sitting, taking up the whole row. And he would talk about things like that. And I would be, by the end of what he talked, I would be fired up. Yes, I'll be a big part of it. And that's what happened. I had to change myself to be able to create that picture of what future can be. And you only do that if you speak what hasn't happened, what is going to happen in the future.
Absolutely. And it's like this, people say, I'm trying to do this stuff. When you go to bathroom, do you try to go to bathroom? Then if you do, you're constipated. So I'm not talking about that. Normal people, you either do it or don't do it, okay? I hope that makes sense. I mean, don't visualize it right now, but I'm talking about the business, okay? Either you're doing the business or not. You don't have mental constipation. If you're saying I'm trying to do it, you're constipated mentally. So you need to take a laxative or something, mental laxative, or listen to some talks. But you're not going to be constipated. You do it or don't do it. And there's absoluteness. And it's binary. You're doing it, not doing it. There's no other middle ground in between. So, what do you say? I'm going to do it. Can you all repeat? In fact, I'll tell you something, but I'm doing it, right? So, that's the mindset. You speak in affirmatives. You speak in the language that gives life. You speak life into people. You speak life into yourself. That's called power of spoken word. And you live like how you speak. As a man thinketh, but as a man speaketh, right? That's how you live. So that is what we learned very early on in this business. If I want you to master one thing, I want you to master the art of speaking right. It's called power of spoken word.
And I had to realize that, what really made sense for me when I talked about this is, I heard from one of the people that we respect a lot, and he said that, your words are your seeds. What do you sow into people? Your words are your seeds. Are you sowing positive seeds or are you sowing negative seeds into people? Wherever you sow, whatever you sow is what you'll be. So shall be. Whatever you speak, so shall be. That's going to happen. So if that was the case, what would you say? You'll sow you'll reap what you sow. So just make sure that whatever comes out of your mind, is it a good seed or is it a bad seed? Is it a negative seed?
Absolutely. Now, one of our upline to Bill Bread, Dexter Yeager, I heard him once, long time ago, years back. He talks about a blind crown ambassador in the business. And this guy stands up on the stage and he says, what? A lot of you can see. I cannot see. He's blind. He's medically blind. He cannot see. But he said, what? I really pity you guys. because you can see with your eyes, but you don't have the vision. In your mind, you can't see. You can see what's in front of you. You can't see what's not in front of you. That's called a vision. So what good is the eyes if you don't have vision? I'm not talking about this vision, but this vision, the mental vision. And that's what we ask people to write down their future desired state. That their statement of purpose. That's a requirement. When people come into this program, into our business, we insist on it. And if you haven't done that, this is the time to do it. That's the power of spoken word, guys. And we used to hear a lot of things about people. People would say all kinds of things to us, but we never bought in. We had a solid attitude. And people would say, what is the average income of an IBO in the business? You heard that before? So I asked this guy, I said, if I put your head in the oven and your feet in the freezer, what's the average temperature of your body? Is it normal? No, that's irrelevant. You're dead. You know? So I said, stop saying stupid things. There are people who do things and they make it happen. There are people who do squat in this business, and that's what they get squat. Okay? And if you add them up all and divide the number by all the people coming in, that's what you get the average. You know, it's a statistical thing. But you know what? We know that we don't have to be average. That is an ingrained thing in every entrepreneur. I want you to understand that. The mindset is to fight the average, fight the statistic. And in anything in life, you know, we fight the statistic, isn't it? That's the whole point. I want you to understand that if you're in a room like this, a conference like this, you know, you have the ability to listen to all this stuff, to understand this thought process, right?
And some of you are thinking, no, he didn't say that. He said it. I was there when he said that. You know, your head in the oven and your feet in the freezer, what's your average temperature, right, of your body? He said that, so yes.
So I was trying to explain statistics to laymen, okay?
Yeah.
So that's how it works. But, you know, there's a second thing, there's a second power. It's called power of unity. And you want to talk about that, start talking about that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And yes, absolutely. And you know, unity is just such a powerful thing. And a lot of times we underestimate what it could do for your organization. It's the, you know, I read somewhere, if spiders can, when spiders unite, they can tie down a lion with their webs. And it's just a matter of, it doesn't matter how weak a single person is, but together we are powerful. And you know what, I also read somewhere, we raise by lifting others. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you. That's by Winston Churchill. And you know what? It's just so powerful. And you know, if we can be united and not worry about, you know, causing a friction, and you know, you cannot get along with somebody or somebody else, you cannot get along with this upline or that downline. And I realized one thing. You know what? If everybody that got into my business is exactly like me, that would be the most boring team ever. Because there are certain things, every one of us have our pet peeves or whatever they call. I cannot stand if somebody doesn't bounce us a check. Or somebody will say, I cannot stand if somebody doesn't come on time. I cannot stand with so-and-so. But you know what? If everybody is so perfect, they don't need this business. Right? So we need people of different habits, different cultures, different everything. That's what makes it beautiful and unique. But together, we can achieve a lot more. And that's what I wanted to talk about.
Absolutely. So we understood we have to be united with our upline. And I'll talk about the alignment principle after this. But that's more relevant to that. But we understood that we are united with the team. How many of you feel that, guys? When you hear Spartans, when you hear LLC, Legacy Leadership Collective, come on, let me hear you. Do you feel the pride? More. Do you feel the excitement when you hear that? And that brand, I know you have your own upline teams. Ours is Atlantis Leadership, ATL. You know, you have your own upline team, CYL, you have DTL, you have all these teams, right? So you have everything, but together we are Spartans, we are Legacy Leadership Collective. And how powerful is that? That once a year, we can come like this, and we can come to a conference and absolutely be fired up, see all our friends, all our cross lines, and just be excited about the growth everywhere.
And cheer for
each
other.
Yeah, cheer for each other. You know, sometimes things might not be happening for you, but they're happening somewhere else, right? And your turn will come, and they'll be around to do the same thing. That's what it is. A rising tide rises all ships. And that's what we're excited about. So you need to, you have that mindset of unity with your upline, unity with your organization, within your team, and your team will be pulled up to do the same thing, right? So that's the power of unity. And there's a third one we want to talk about. It's called, you know, the power of submission negative kind of word, submission, doormat, you have all these connotations, right? Negative connotations come in when you say submission, like, do I want to be a doormat to somebody? Submission is not doormat. It's to be subject to a mission, a principle, a mission, right? That's what we understood. And I want to tell a story about the Naval Academy, because by the way, Uma and I just flew into town. Our daughter, who is a midshipman, had a special weekend. It's called the Parents' Weekend. Second class, she's a 2C, midshipman 2C, second class, which means she'll graduate next year, right? The year after, being a first class. So we parents go there and we attend these special events. We go to classes with them. So yesterday we were sitting in 5 classes from 0700 hours, okay? And that's how they talk time. It's always 0900, 0700. So we were there in the first class, where they're in full khakis and they had to swim with the entire uniform on. Because I believe you don't get supplied with swimming shorts and trunks and all the stuff when situation demands that you swim, right? So you always swim with the uniform. That's what they're trained to. So they're jumping in and doing these things, laps, and we're watching. All the parents were there. Then we go to the classes, right? We went to Spanish class. You guys having so much fun, and all the parents are there in the classroom, okay? And we went to foreign affairs class, and US policy and foreign affairs, and we got to participate in stuff too yesterday. Then we went to piracy class. Oh, that was my favorite. The pirates and history of maritime piracy and how it evolved, defenses of nations to protect the commerce routes. Pretty interesting stuff for me, at least. I don't know what you felt. The piracy class. Then we went to cyber class, right? The computer science class. So we had a lot of fun. And, I was just thinking about it. And we were hanging around. And our daughter can actually be in civilian clothes now in the evenings, after the classes, right? She can walk around in civis, and it's a big deal. They don't want to wear the uniform. You're wearing uniform so much, you're tired of it, right? So for every class, there are 7 uniforms. And so, by the way, everybody at the academy have a boss. So there's a chain of command, all the way to Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States. So my daughter falls in the chain of command for a few people in the lower class and lower class. That's your chain of command all the way. And they remember the chain of command. And that's really sacred, the chain of command in the military, right? So, interesting thing is, she'll refuse to talk about politics, the election, because she's not supposed to. Our military is apolitical, right? And they maintain that. They're taught that every single day. And you can talk political philosophy, but you can't talk politics, current politics, because anybody can be your commander-in-chief afterwards. But you know what? It's amazing. So there is this guy who comes in. She says, that's my youngster. What do you mean by your youngster? I'm in charge of them. I'm in the chain of command, right? So this guy comes up and says, hi, good evening, Ms. Kakani. So she looks at him and says, why didn't you tuck your shirt in? She says, ma'am, I thought it's on the deck. We are supposed to do that. Deck is their hall, They call everything in Navy language, ship language. On the deck, she said, no, you know it very well. Tuck your shirt in. Sorry, ma'am. I'll do it right away. And I said, Sindhu, she said, Dad, I'm one of the softest people. I can give him a conduct offense. And he will kill people. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, details matter. And if you don't follow detailed instructions, people will die down the road. 100 people will die if you don't do that. And it's ingrained in us. And that's a big transgression if you don't follow small details like tucking in your shirt. So anyways, I was thinking, wow, that should be in our business too, that kind of detailed stuff. But it's not a chain of command we have a chain of alignment in our business. What is the chain of alignment? There's a chain of alignment from your upline, your sponsor, right? Your immediate sponsoring IBO, to all the way to your upline platinum, your upline emerald, your upline diamond, whoever is part of this system, our AP, our Spartans Legacy Leadership Collective powered by MMP, that is your chain of alignment. And we took it very seriously. As when we got started in the business, that alignment principle was very high for us. Now, I might not have agreed with everything my upline said. There were many times, Satish is right here. Satish irritated me a lot of times. It's okay, right, Satish, if I said it. But you know what? I was very irritated. I was not a happy camper. He knows it. I know it. But you know what? End of the day, he's my upline. I'm going to do it. I'm going to violently disagree, but I'm going to follow my chain of alignment in the business. That is the principle that we understood. And later on, I understood how wise he is. After I grew up in the business, I had my own issues with my own downline. And I said, wow, Satish, you're so wise. You suddenly became so wise. He didn't become wise. I became wise because I had downline now. So am I making sense? So that is the mindset. There's an alignment. And you know what? You might not agree with everything your upline is talking about. But you're aligned. You're respecting of that. And by the way, if you don't really agree, can I make a suggestion? Get a pin that's higher than them. That's okay. You know what? And so that was my mindset. But even when you do, you still are in submission because these are the people who gave, who poured into you, right? Who helped you, who coached you, who mentored you.
You're still one leg of them.
Yeah.
They have more
I'm still
business
one leg
than
of
you.
Satish and Sushma. So if all my business goes off, they still have a pretty large business. They have one more EDC actually. And so think about it. So that is a mindset that we had, and we acquired that. So there's power of spoken word, there's the power of unity, there's the power of submission, or power of alignment, I call it, a more modern term. That's the mindset we have about the mentality, right?
Yep.
So the power of unity, power of submission, power of spoken word, the three powers. That is what we are fired up about. Now, let me take you back to some of the most exciting things happening.
Yep.
So, in the last few years, we have seen a lot, isn't it? All of us. We had COVID-19, then we had our transition into the new environment. Kudos to you guys. Isn't it exciting? Yesterday I heard we talked about our new app, a new platform. It's actually, how many of you fired up about that? It's absolutely phenomenal. It's not an app, by the way, just want to let you know. It's a platform. It's a scalable platform. And I believe we are the only ones in the entire world who have a platform like this. Most people think app, project, get something done. We thought product, platform, right? Long-term roadmap. We obsess over the roadmap and what goes into the roadmap, what doesn't go into the roadmap. Not just me, I'm talking about the entire OGO, along with this amazing company that Sean mentioned about yesterday, that's developing our app Growth Axle. So we have all this stuff, we have this new platform that's coming up, and there is so much of growth. So we have gone through a lot of stuff, isn't it? But we have come out victorious. And I can tell you, a few years back, 2 years back or 3 years back, we set a goal in our organization, in ATL, to have 100 new founders platinums. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? 100 new, first of all, you need to have guts to say that. Okay?
Power of spoken word.
Yeah, power of spoken word. 100 new founders platinums. And people said, oh, check, he'll say this, maybe he'll forget it, okay? And that's it, we'll hear about it. I mean, who is going to do that really? And we're going to show you, that's what we did. In fact, we are right now in that 100 list, we are at number 8.
Yeah,
right? Number 8 right now. Already 92 slots to go. And we'll fill that up, we'll expand the slots. There are more promotions open for people. Trust me, it's okay to fill it up, but we give a number to everybody, a token, take a token. Number 8 just qualified, right? Prashant and Shruti Mudda, you'll see them tonight. That's number 8. And we have Fantastic and Katerina out there in Melbourne, Richie and Motiana in Auckland. So we have counts, number 7, number 6. And we had, before that, we had Animation Suprita here.
Yes.
And before that, we had Rajendra Arunima. Before that, Vikram and Bhavna. And before that, we had Chris and Rochelle and Sean and Reena. So we had this a counter going on. And you know what, guys? When your upline sets a goal, I want you to know this. It's to your advantage to plug into it. Say, I'll be the biggest part of it. That's what you should be doing. How many of you can say that, guys? Can you say that? Your goal, your objective tonight is to go to your upline. Chase the highest pin you can find and say, what's your deal? What's your objective? What's your deal? Don't say that, okay? Say, what's your objective? It means something else. So, what's your objective? What's your thing? So, when they tell you, you tell them that I'm going to be the biggest part of it. You might not know my name today. I might be a 1,000 PV in the business or 300 PV in the business. But the day will come when you will know my name.
Yes, that's right.
Didn't we do that, Uma?
Yes, we did.
Our first FED, we had 6 people.
Yes.
Raj and Sangeeta, our upline, were New Diamonds.
Yep.
Fort Worth, Texas. I'm talking 25 years ago. New Diamonds, and we went to them. We tried to go to the stage, backstage, and they hit me. I touched a curtain, and somebody came and slapped my wrist. Okay? So you can't even touch the curtain those days, the backstage curtain. So I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, my upline new diamond is there inside. Who is it? I said, Raj Shah. And he said, yeah, he's busy, but you can't go in. I said, I know, but can you tell, I'll give you a note. Can you send it in? So I wrote a note to Raj. I said, Raj, we are new 1,000 PV in your business. We came from Kansas City. Just want to say hi to you. 2 minutes. He came out and we talked to him and we told Raj, we're going to be the biggest part of your business. He looked around and said, who is we? He said, can you meet my team? And I brought all my 4 people. It was incredible team. We're buzzing, man. We're cooking. And you know what? But who cares? It's a vision that we had, and Raj understood that. He knew right from day one, there's something different about these people. Can your upline say that? Not weird about these people, different about these people, okay? So, which means that, can you do that? Can you say that right from day one? Can you walk up to your highest pin, your upline, that you can find and say, you know what, man? What's the goal? I'll be a big part of it. That's alignment, that's unity, that's submission, that's your power of spoken word. Everything is right there. So I want you to understand that. And we have people who said that. In fact, in an hour, you will see the recognition of brand new founders emerald in our business. Anand and Pushpa Sabulge, right there. Anand and Pushpa. And you will see this recognition. Afternoon, we flew in, we cut a big cake. The cake is still there. 2 sheets of cake. So big sheets of cake. And we flew in Anand and Pushpa, new founders emerald. We had all the frontline come in, everyone, speak there. And it is such an incredible feeling to see this couple learn how to speak right, learn how to plug in. I won't do your talk, you do it, okay? But your recognition stuff. So Anand and Pushpa understood these principles. Where did they get that from? They got that from their amazing upline, Vidya and Ramatati Pamula. So proud of them. And they saw that example. They saw this vision. And you guys are new executive committee members. Congratulations for attending your first EC meeting. I'm sure you were made to feel welcome in a mighty way. Just absolutely the OGO, everyone, the executive committee is pumped up about you guys. New entrance to executive committee. You have 100 legs here or something like that. Please, when will you stop sponsoring people? I'm just kidding, don't do it, okay? So it's unbelievable the momentum they created. They have taken the bull by the horn. They learned that from their upline, Vidya and Rama, right? And so we have these people, Raj and Deepti, what an example. Another frontline of ours. Amazing example of power of spoken word. Sean and Reena Smith, power of alignment, power of unity, right? If you hear their talks, you will see that. You can sense it if you hear their talks and you pay attention to that. We're proud of Upen and Maithili, our own frontline, my own sister and my brother-in-law. And, having that momentum and coming up on the business strong, and many, many other leaders coming up. I'm not going to mention names, but, we have so many 615s, so many 3-6, where it starts, the foundation starts. There is a buzz going on because, this team has mastered these 3 powers. And I can tell you that much. But, Uma, as we conclude tonight, I want you to talk about what is the vision for every single person in this team? What can they accomplish if they set their mind to in the business?
Whatever they would wish to. You got to start with that. You might have been in the business for a while. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we have these pictures, and you got to dream build yourself. You got to refill your dream tank on a regular basis. A lot of times we get in the business and we get all methodical and logical about certain things. But you know what? Nothing beats the power of a dream. You got to really go maybe, do what you need to, but build your dream. Sometimes we had it once and you've been beaten down, maybe, and your dreams on the refrigerator are catching ketchup or mustard or whatever it is. And you know what? You got to take those down. Clean up your refrigerator outside too, not just inside. And put new ones out there. And that is what it is. Whatever you put, whatever you visualize will come to fruition. There's no question about it. Whatever you set your mind to, it's going to be different for every one of you. What is the thing that brings tears to your eyes when you think about it? That's got to go up. Somehow picture it and put it on the refrigerator. Put it wherever you see every day. If it is supposed to be on a bathroom mirror, do it there. If it's supposed to be on a commode, do it there. But you know what? But do picture it. And make sure you have cut out with some pictures and do that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, in conclusion, we want to say this. One thing that we have done for ourselves is we did not think it was something special. We just followed the simple basic principles that this business teaches. Our upline taught, the system teaches. We listen to the talks on a daily basis. We associated, we never miss an association. My daughter was asking me, because everybody, all the parents were hanging around till Sunday night. So she said, Dad, you have to go? I said, Sindhu, when did you see me miss a function in your life from the time you were born? A conference. Absolutely have to go, baby. But we'll be back. But we made it to the proper day. The main important day was Friday. We made it there. But we are never going to miss this conference. Not for anything, because we need this just as much as you need this. Yep. Come on, guys. How many of you can set your target on all these goals and speak right? Come on, let me hear you guys. How many of you can do that? How many of you can get fired up and pumped up about this business? Let's make it happen. God bless you. We'll see you at the top.
This is a copyrighted program of The Collective, powered by Markham Man Productions, affiliated with